Left Carrot, Coping Mechanism, all caps. Right Carrot by Willow, all caps. 11 songs, 29 minutes long. And Willow Smith is an artist who is not an industry plant at all, but like literally like the textbook definition of it. Like to me,
Yeah.
I think of Willow, I think of the Whip My Hair Back and Forth song from like 10, 15 years ago. That was like her original breakout success musical thing. But I also very much think of Willow as, okay, you are the kid of a superstar celebrity. I'm not even going to get into the Will Smith Chris Rock stuff right now because there's power
Yeah.
court shit about that, right? But like, you're the kid of a celebrity, so of course the kid of a celebrity, I'm sorry, especially the kid of a rich celebrity, does not have to try in their lives at all, and so they can just start life with the side missions and just do the side missions. And so usually that side mission, especially in LA, is music, and you get that access to you very easily. And what you usually get is like a bunch of lackluster projects that kind of lead out through that.
Yep.
Willow's been kind of interesting because she's been able to make this sort of like different space that's been a little bit avant-garde, but still very much like, you know, relating to teens and that sort of outset of music. So it's a little bit limiting in that regard. This album is very interesting. There's aspects of it that I like. It was definitely not what I was expecting. It's not a pop record.
I was
at all.
expecting it's not pop whatsoever, and I was shocked actually when I listened to this. I was expecting to put it on. I was expecting to like want to hate it. I was like, all right, let's go in, and she gives us like actually a pretty cool emo indie inspired record, and like she has a track with Yves Tumor, which I'll get to in a little while and stuff. And it's this, you know, as indie, me just looking at this as artist music and everything, like it's a pretty decent like indie record for what it is. Like this is the indie that I like to have, where you are kind of combining genres, experimenting, getting out there. There's some parts I don't really like, and there's some parts I thought actually were very clever and good. Like the opening track, maybe it's my fault. I listened to it and I was like, oh, it's like a really like, you know, late 2000s, early 10s, like emo track and whatnot that you'll get. And I was like, oh, whoa, all right. I was not expecting that at all. It's not necessarily my taste for it, but in the context of the record, actually, I think it fits well because there's a lot of avant-garde and weirdness you get. Example, Falling Endlessly, you get to that track and I'm like, this sounds like something that like maybe Yves Tumor would try to make, but just he would like do a little bit different spin on it and everything. But then later on that record, I was like, oh my God, they're on it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But more on that in a little bit. And I was like, just very, very thrown for a loop.
I think Curious Furious, the third track, encapsulates everything I like and dislike about the album because it's pulling from a lot of different genres. It has a lot of that inspiration. It's rock without too much rock. It's definitely well rooted in indie, and that's a lot of what Willow has done as an artist since Whip My Hair. Definitely, I don't want to unfairly mischaracterize Willow as just the Whip My Hair girl because she's done 10 years of definitely really interesting indie music that doesn't fail the Rex Orange County test of like kind of sounding too similar to indie, but also doesn't really pass that, you know, Yves Tuner sort of like test of being, you know, super out there, really amazing, very good. I'd even put Perfume Genius under this ranking and a couple other artists who are like really pushing things out there. But yeah, Willow said that for this record, artists like I've heard Yves and Yves Tumor.
Yves, it depends what region you're from, actually.
Yeah, so I've heard Willow talk about Yves Tumor as a little bit of an inspiration for this record, and so getting to work with them on Perfectly Not Close makes it make a lot of sense. Really, just the worst thing about that song is it's too short.
Yeah, that's how I wanted to get to it. I wish it was longer because it was good. And I was like, damn it, why'd it end already?
Yeah, it's great. It's the wonderful blending of them together. It works really well in the album as like a climax sort of thing because it's sort of building up to this sound. To have it have that sound really makes it good. And ultimately, the record is, yeah, a darker exploration of darker themes, darkness within the self, than a lot of pop records usually do, or a lot of pop style records usually do. So I do commend Willow for breaking out there, trying to be a little bit against the grain in that regard. But I will also admit that this is a better time to do that because of indie artists who have been making, dark indie things become more popular just through the way they're doing things. Through pop artists such as like Billie Eilish, for example, who are taking darker themes and bringing them to a musical light. So I when I listened to this album the second time especially, I just realized, okay, I'm impressed, but not so much to say that, oh, this is a great album. I like highly recommend this. This is very memorable. I'm just like, it's partially the soft bigotry of low expectations, but partially also, this is a good record. It's just decent, like you said in the beginning. It's not necessarily great. I wouldn't even necessarily write home about it.
Yeah, but like she's only 20 as well, so she still looks very, very young. But for someone who has been in the spotlight and everything, and we both expected just either a neo pop or a very easy listen pop record or something where it's like, all right, whatever. She gave us this, and I go, cool. Keep experimenting, keep doing different things. Like, I commend you for it. I'm glad that she went out of left field and picked Yves Tumor, one of our favorite artists, to get inspiration from, because I think they're making some of the most inspirational experimental music that you can get ideas out of and everything. So hopefully she goes more into this realm of indie music and everything and can try different stuff, add some electronics to it, and get some better ideas. It's good.
Yeah, if anything, I just want to see Willow push herself further because
exactly, keep pushing.
Yves Tumor is the right kind of person. Yves Tumor is the bleeding edge of this kind of indie genre, like really pushing it forward. I really commend them. You don't need to be exactly like them, but you have that there, and it just feels like underutilized energy. But solid project overall. And I can agree with Sean there that like it's not even a good start. Like I said, like they've had projects and albums for the past like several years now, but it's decent. It's very decent. Mm-hmm. Arbitrary scale, we do arbitrary scales every week on Audioface because our review is our review. We just told you how we feel about it. So to make it nice and concise, but to also piss you off and not give you an actual ranking system to work off of, we change it every single week. This week it's going to be 2000s rapper political write-ins. Who would we write in for office if they were, but the only qualification is that they were rappers from the 2000s.
This is Mac Dre.
Oh God.
Dragonomics, baby.
This is gonna be that's a very, very good pick. Wow. This is gonna be Big Boy.
Ooh, okay, I like it.
Yeah. Big Boy on the radio and Big Boy in the streets. Anyways,